Here's 3 reasons why you don't need to tailor your resume to every single job that you're applying to. Number 1, ain't nobody got time for that. Revising your resume for every single job is definitely overthinking the process. What you should be tailoring to every job that you apply to is your cover letter. You want to make that, as I like to call it, your love letter to the company that you're applying to paint the picture as to why you're a good candidate for the role, especially if you're changing careers, and to let them know why you're excited about working for their company specifically. Now, if you're revising your resume for every single job that you're applying to, you're just overworking yourself, and my guess is that you're getting very overwhelmed, which we want to always avoid because job searching in and of itself is already overwhelming, so don't add any fuel to that fire. Job searching can be like a second job, but it shouldn't leave you feeling drained at the end of every day. Number 2, your experiences and your skills are what they are, but what's important is how you're phrasing them and how you're prioritizing them in your resume for the job that you're applying to. Now, when I say that, I mean job category. So for example, if you're interested in, say, customer success roles or learning and development roles, those are the 2 job categories you want to align your resume to. So in that example, you would have 2 versions of your resume, not 115,000 because you're applying to every single type of job description or job title within those categories. So when you write your resume for, say, a customer success role, whatever that job title may be, or any rendition thereof, or a learning and development role, and again, any rendition of those titles within that job category, you want to make sure that you're doing so in a way that's going to align to those categories. So you want to be using the same types of language that you see in those job descriptions. You want to prioritize the relevant experience and the results that you've driven to those roles and make sure that those are straight away at the top and very obvious and stand out above any of the other bullet points that you would share. Number 3, most recruiters and hiring managers are just skimming your resume. So if you're revising your resume for every single job that you're applying to, you're likely putting a lot more energy into it than what they're going to be putting into it when they're reading yours or skimming it. So again, stick to one version of your resume for each job category that you're interested in applying to. And I always recommend only narrow yourself down to 1 to 3 max job categories that you're interested in. You don't want to be one of those people that's saying, oh, I'm interested in customer success and project management and learning and development or being an SDR or a BDR. You're again going to overwhelm yourself. I really want you to get very focused and narrowed in on what job categories you want to apply to. Revise your resume to those categories so that they are applicable to any version of those job titles, and then you're all set. Now here's a bonus reason. If you're revising your resume for every single job that you're applying to, at this point you likely are at version number 150 million. And at that point you're left with a resume that you no longer feel excited about. You no longer feel like you're connected to it. You're kind of left with like, what do I even have at this point, right? So you definitely want to avoid that as well. You want to make sure that you feel good about the resume that you're submitting so that when you submit it, you are excited, you feel like you can't wait for them to read your resume, and you feel good about yourself when you submit that to them. You're thinking, yeah, that directly aligns with what I can do. I'm a great candidate for that role. And when they contact me, right? When they contact me, I'll be able to articulate to them why I'm a good fit for that role. Leave the tailoring to your cover letter because again, that should really feel like you wrote it for the company. I can't tell you how many times as a hiring manager I've seen cover letters that are just very templatized and they did not take any second to try and write it for me. It feels like they didn't put a lot of energy or effort into their application. They just kind of use the same resume they use for everybody. And then when I look at the cover letter, I see the same thing. So avoid that. You want to have some sort of personalization incorporated into your job search, and that should really reside within your cover letter. Click the link below to download my free resume writing and cover letter writing guide. Though I wrote it for those who are transitioning careers, the best practices that I share are applicable to anybody. And it also includes a little bit of hype music at the end so that you can play it when you're revising yours. By the way, I've been getting compliments and questions around the shirts that I've been wearing. Some of you are asking, where'd you get that? I really like it. So if you want to buy this, you absolutely can. I designed it myself. I sell them on Etsy. I'm going to include that link below as well.